what's up? We don't do this very often anymore, but dang, I got an echo, so I gotta mute that. We don't do this too much anymore, but we've been talking about doing it for maybe a couple of nights now. Me and Tony, we keep in touch very often, but this is the Hoff and Tony show starring Tony Nasser. How you doing, man?
I'm doing quite well, thank you. How about yourself?
Doing good, buddy. I know we talk all the time, but if anyone else is interested in how we're doing, first and foremost, you do not have a major league poster behind you, but you do have a nice well, it's over there now. It's over there. But I was gonna compliment you on the McLaren flag because that's sick. I think it's a fine replacement for the major league poster.
I'm sitting on my McLaren chair as well.
Dude, that chair is sick, bro.
Yeah.
How long have you had that now?
I think I got it in October, maybe. Yeah, I think it was early October, late August.
And that's one of them secret lab ones. That's one of those. That was one of the first ones I ever thought about getting. Was that brand?
Yeah. I mean, it was one of those things where I sold enough stock to warrant buying one. So I was like, all right.
Mine's starting to wear out a little bit. I got this one 4 or 5 years ago. This is the Marvel Iron Man one that I've had for years now. You've probably seen it in pretty much every video I've ever done on Hoffcast because I always sit in this. This is my throne. It's really starting. The armrests are starting to wear out. The seat's starting to wear a good bit. So I have to think about a replacement before too long, and I'm thinking about getting one of those. And you seem to like that one. And we're not here promoting the brand or anything.
No, I get no money out of this, but it's very comfortable. And I mean, like the armrest bits, they're like modular, so I can actually they're magnetic, so I can replace them if they get damaged and things like that. Sick. It's pretty neat. Yeah,
that's like some quick draw McGraw going on there.
El Kabong.
El Kabong. So what else is going on, man? You want to promote your eBay store for anyone who wants to?
Well, I don't do international, so I don't know if it's really going to help. But
you don't ship international.
It's a lot of hassle with the customs and all that. It's just I have done it in the past, but I don't know. It's just got really.
I'll do it if they pay for the shipping. I'll do it. If they pay for the shipping, I'll put the label on it and see if they get it. I don't care.
Yeah, so I got a Ninja Turtles #1 if you want to pay for that's paying for the shipping. But yeah, no, I'm just happy to get back in the zone and after closing the store again and just selling stuff on eBay again, which is good. It's giving me something to do. It's keeping me occupied.
Yeah, as someone else,
I'm getting rid of clutter. I'm getting rid of the old store stock, and I'm just getting rid of clutter. So,
yeah, I'm also, we've been kind of we've been trying to help each other out here for the past month, where we're like, let's get involved. Let's get our clutter up on eBay and get rid of that and make a little dough off of it. And we've been trying to hold each other accountable for that. And you are winning by a landslide on the amount of items you have on eBay compared to me. You have 150 items, 160 items. I have about 20. So
honestly, it helps that there's a lot of similar items. So, or if it's like the other day, I was putting 30 spawn trades up, and it was like, let's just change the number and add the blurb and done. Oh, and the photos, of course. So putting that up didn't take long at all.
Yeah, Peter, what's up, man? Good to see you, dude. I don't know why your name has a bunch of letters after it now. It used to just be Peter, didn't it? But I don't know if YouTube had to crack down on, and I don't know what's going on with that. But good to see you in the chat as always, brother.
7. Let's see. Yeah. Don't know. It's gonna mean something. I like decluttering. I do it on a regular basis, but like at least every 6 months or so, I just go through everything. Go, what haven't I looked at in a year or so, and just get rid of it.
Yeah, as we were talking about this a little bit before the show started, where uh, I was like, if I put something up on eBay for a certain price, would I pay that for it to buy it? And if I'm like, no,
Yeah,
well then, yeah. And I've yet to. I think I took my first loss today on something that I sold, which was a Stranger Things book. There's Dale. I think I took my first loss. I think it was probably like a $17 book, and I got 15 for it. Whatever,
it all balances out. Like,
But that was my first technical loss so far.
yeah,
But I've my increases have been way ahead that can cover that couple dollars, which I don't see it as a loss. These are things that I'm getting rid of that I don't
yeah,
use. So every dollar that I get and every piece of junk that I get out of my home is a win for me. So,
yeah.
someone gave me $20 for a Fallout Boy shirt the other day. It's like, well, okay.
Nice. Yeah, I'm just happy to get rid of it. I think it's funny. Like when I was younger, obtaining stuff seemed to be important, and the older I get, it's like stuff is a pain in the neck. I just want to get rid of it.
Yeah, yeah, man. Like I was saying, like I mean, I don't plan to go anywhere anytime soon. But if I got hit by a bus tomorrow, I don't want my family to have to deal with all the crazy junk that I have. I mean, you can already see my
Yeah,
background. I got enough of my background, but I have even more in a storage unit and shelves and things, and little by little, again, like you said when we were talking, like it all adds up from the money that you get from selling things to getting rid of it. It
yeah,
all adds up to a more positive spot that we're trying to get to,
yeah.
and the clutter really does, like once you start getting rid of it, you feel better about it. I haven't regretted selling a single thing that I've sold. I've never missed. I've never been like, man, I wish I didn't sell that. Not once. I don't know about you, but
I have a little bit, but it is one of those situations where it's just like it's kind of pointless to dwell on things that are no longer in my control. So it's just
yeah.
like, yeah.
Would you rebuy what you sold?
Well, I had a look at some of the things and I was like, nah, not at that price.
Yeah. So my problem is I never regretted selling anything, but I do regret selling something for way too cheap.
Well, that was one of them. I
So I
sold it
wouldn't.
for what I thought was a fair price, which ended up being a fair price. And then I saw other people selling them for like 4 times that price, and I'm like,
Yeah, I didn't know what I had. It was a
yeah.
Batman, The Dark Knight, SH Figure Arts figure,
Oh,
and
yep.
I did it as part of my big deal, and I really didn't think it was worth much, but it was worth. I went back into that comic shop later, and I saw that same figure that I sold them on the shelf, and they were asking like $95 for it. I'm like, whoa, fudge. I'm like, oh man.
That'll happen when you're selling to a shop, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know. They're gonna have to move my stuff, but
well, that is part of it too.
I
It's
kind of
like
wish I'd hung on to that one and then sold it on eBay separately, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Basically, like instead of having it bulked up with the rest of the stuff, because I feel like I got a fair price for everything else, but that was in it and I didn't know. And I was like, oh man.
Yeah, you never know. That might have been the linchpin where they went, oh, well, he's getting rid of that too. All right, we'll offer him this then. So, no.
Yeah, kind of wish I'd hung on to that one. I still wouldn't want to keep it. I'd still want to sell it, but I kind of just wish I'd gotten more for it,
Yeah,
Peter says, I'll go ahead, man.
Yep, no, you're right.
Peter says, I regret selling my 800-watt PV base stack 25 odd years ago. That's about all. Yeah, I mean, you can. 800 watts. Yeah, that's a heavy one. But You can find amps, decent sized amps for a fair price nowadays. Like I got my B52 amp half stack that I've been using for years now for I think around $450 to $500, and that thing is so loud it will shake the frames off my walls if I turn it up to 7. Not, don't even make a joke.
I was just like, just we went to the beach. Everybody had matching towels. It was a B52 amp. Somebody went under a dock.
No, the brand is beef. They're not even a big brand. I don't even know if they're around. I don't see them. I never hear it of anyone. It's a really good amp. It's I got the stack, the half stack, and the cabinet and the amp both, and it still works to this day. I've used it on most of my live streams, and most of the time when I'm doing my live streams, I'll do them like I'll have that thing at like 2 or 3. If I put it on 7, it'll shake the frames off my walls. Not only that, I've never ever hooked up all 4 speakers in that amp. I've never once. There's 4. I think they're 10 or 12-inch speakers. I think they're 4 10-inch speakers. I've never once hooked all 4 up. I've never needed to, and I'm scared to. Maybe one day before I die, I will hook up all 4 of those speakers and just fucking Marty McFly myself and just fly back into my own shelves and everything and knock everything down. But it's loud enough the way it is. It's.
Should make everything
PV's not bad. PV's good. Yeah, PV's a good brand. I'm not talking crap about PV. I had a PV acoustic at one time. I don't even remember what happened to that thing. I have no clue what happened to that thing. It was a good guitar. I liked it. It had low action, which is good for an acoustic, Maybe you're not a guitar player, Tony. So
no, I play piano.
I'm not trying to speak Chinese at you, but the action on a guitar is how far the strings sit above the neck, like the fretboard.
Yep.
So a higher action means you have to press down a little bit harder. But if you have them too low to the frets, well, then you'll get buzz. So there's a fine line there that you try to walk. You have to adjust truss rods and
that makes a lot of sense actually. Yeah.
I like a low action on any guitar. I started out with the guitars I started out on, they had very high action, and that's kind of how I learned to play. And then I got better guitars with lower action. I was like, oh my gosh, this feels like scooping butter with a hot knife. It felt way better, But again, if you get it too low there, it's you're gonna get that buzz from the frets and whatnot. Guitars have a lot of parts on them.
Yeah. Played violin for 6 months. That was something.
I always wanted to try to. I've never ever held a violin and played one. I always kind of wanted to try it.
It's honestly it's one of those things that I love the music from it. Wasn't too fan of playing it. It was
if you don't know what you're doing, it's just
oh no, I had a proper teacher. I was learning properly, but it was just I don't know, it's like sitting at a piano is very comfortable. Having it jammed under your neck and the bow and all that, and then doing the chords and that, it's a lot more effort. So but yeah, I liked it, but it was like I'm also learning piano. It's like, can't I just do one instrument? Do I have to do I'm not Prince.
Yeah, I always thought that like what you said, like having the violin under your chin was like That's like who designed this? It looks very uncomfortable. Like you gotta,
Yeah.
and if you get really into it, like Devil Went Down to Georgia or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When they're playing the
And you're
real
trying to
hardcore fiddle, yeah.
Speaking of
As I said, I love the music. I love the sound of it. It's fantastic, but I just wasn't committed. I think, how old was I when I did that? I think I was 12, 11 or 12. I just wasn't committed to it. So, yeah. I was committed to the piano at the time. I really enjoyed it. But, yeah.
do you have a keyboard or anything?
No, not here. I did. I bought one about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I bought one from Aldi. They were selling musical instruments, in their middle bloody section where they sell weird shit. And I had it for probably about 8 months. I was sort of messing with it, but it wasn't a full like 88 keys of a piano, and I was just like, what am I doing? So yeah,
there's no keyboard that's going to be 88 keys, really.
I get that, but it's just like
you can find them, I'm sure, but it's like
but not for like $60 at an Aldi, or $80. I don't know how much it was. It was cheap, but yeah, I mean it worked and it had a lot of function to it and all that. And
you could probably put that beat on it. You had like bossa nova.
Oh, yeah, all that. And I was like playing for release and things like that I remember from when I was a kid, and the theme to Star Wars and stuff like that.
It's just like you'd hit like a reggae beat, and you'd be like, boom,
Until someone came along and went, "You're not allowed to do that." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, sorry." But yeah, no, it was. I tried to recover, but it's been too long since I've played any piano, so it's just. I still love any piece of music, any modern music, any rock song or anything that puts piano in it. I'm there. I love it. Like that's why I was such a big fan of Epic by Faith No More, because it ends with that beautiful piano piece, and it's just like so good. And of course, nine inch nails, a lot of piano in there. So
yeah, fan of November Rain.
I do love that too.
That's a great song. It is a great song.
It really is, like all 11 minutes of it. But yeah,
well, doesn't Slash do a dang guitar solo on the top of the piano?
Yeah, epic guitar. Yeah, that's one of those things that, like, I do love the Gunners, I really do. And if Axl Rose can't sing November Rain like he did back when Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 came out, I don't want to hear it. And he can't.
Yeah,
he doesn't have that register anymore, and it's sad.
They put out a couple new songs recently. Did you hear the new Guns N' Roses song?
I kept away from it.
Well, I can't play them here. They're not bad, but they're not good. Let me say that. They're very sluggish. Is my best way to put it. They're very like. I don't know. Everyone in the comments is like, it's a return to form for Guns N' Roses. And
is it though?
Like, no, it's not. It's not. It's not.
Like, because and I mean, I get that. Yeah, we all get older. I'm not young, but we all get older, and our voices change, and we get slower and things like that. But yeah, I want to hear. Yeah, if I can't hear Appetite for Destruction level out of them now, it's kind of like sad. It's like, wow, what's that? Is it Vince Neil, the lead singer of Motley Crue?
Yeah, Motley Crue
does not care, and he just sings gibberish now. And it's just, if I was a fan of Motley Crue and went to that concert, I'd riot. I'd be just like, I paid money for this. This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
disrespectful to the.
Let me say something real quick here about that. I've seen the videos of them singing on stage, like Axl Rose and Vince Neil. I've seen them. I've seen the videos, and I've also taken videos. It's weird. I've taken videos at concerts where maybe I was drunk. I don't know, but the singing sounds different through the audio recording, and I'm not saying that's an excuse for Axl Rose or Vince Neil.
Oh no! I get that too.
Like, you do miss out on like there's something when you're there that the sound it works.
Oh no,
Instead of hearing
100%.
it through,
No. The fidelity is completely different outside
Yeah.
of a studio. Yeah, absolutely. And I don't expect to go to a concert and have it sound like I'm in the recording studio.
By the way,
yeah, intensity in that. I just want it back.
I was just gonna say hi to everyone watching, but I think they just left. But
What? How dare they?
But because it looks like we had a couple viewers. But regardless,
angry at me now.
no, hi to everybody who's watching or not watching.
Yeah, just hit the like button, subscribe.
Yeah, I don't really
check out going lug nuts as well.
Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. Well, yeah.
If you love motorsport, check it out. I'm gonna put a link.
Surfing around a bit while I listen. You're surfing right now?
Sorry?
What? Peter says he's surfing. Watch out for the sharks, bro. That's multitasking to the highest extent right there.
The ultimate
He's surfing, watching me, and then like avoiding great whites.
He's doing full Bodie from bloody Point Break.
Basically, yeah. And he's waiting for the big one.
Oh yeah.
Waiting for the big one.
100% pure adrenaline.
But if you want to get into some subject here, you making sure my sound's okay. Yeah, everything sounds good. If you want to get into some subject here, which I have not told you a single hint of what I wanted to talk to you about tonight, but I told you there was a subject or two I wanted to get into. Correct?
Sure.
So we're gonna get into that. So we're gonna get into the meat and bones. We had a nice catch up there at the beginning. Now we're gonna get into the show. Hi everybody who's watching. Stick around. It's gonna get real fun. It's gonna get real fun. It's gonna get real deep. So don't you worry. Tony doesn't even know what he's in for.
I never do.
By the way, happy holidays to everyone. I put the tree up right behind me. That's my tree. I like the tree. It's a simple tree. You know what I mean? Like myself.
I was considering putting a tree up. I just don't know.
The thing with my tree is it's too small to put actual ornaments on because these ornaments are made for big trees. So if I put a bulb on my small midget tree, that it looks too big. It looks like
I've got like I don't know. I think it's about maybe 3 foot tall or something. Just like one of those ones with the built-in LEDs and all that, and just some tinsel to wrap around it. But I got all like nerdy stuff as bloody ornaments. So I got like a bunch of those Hallmark nerdy ornaments like Batman and a biker scout and Godzilla and that hang on the tree.
I have a few good ornaments.
I just realized I still have a pop vinyl. It's a John McClane one that I used to put on top of the tree. Should put that up on eBay.
I was never a big Die Hard guy.
Yeah. You're more of a Lethal Weapon fan?
I'm more of a Live Easy than a Die Hard guy. I'm lazy.
Easy like Sunday morning.
Yeah. I'm easy like Sunday morning. Get a little Folgers in your cup. I don't know what brand, but anyways, you're doing business in the chat. I love that.
I'm just curious, like he's browsing marketplace. I'm like, what do you?
Hey, look
for?
at my. Hey.
I'm not saying buy anything off me. I'm just saying, he bought a cool chair off them. What else?
I'm all about capitalism around here. Go for it.
Like, he might want a coffee table to go with these easy boy, lazy boy, whatever it is.
I'm all about capitalism. Don't worry, man. You might be wondering why I titled the stream "Stand in Front of Me."
Yep.
All right. Mr. Rob Reiner, here we go.
Oh, right, yeah.
Let's get started. First and foremost, rest in peace, Rob Reiner. Let's get through this first before we get into conspiracy theory. Let's just and his wife as well. Condolences to the family. It's got to be a rough time, you know.
I mean, it's never easy, but this time of year is even worse.
Yeah, especially if you're not around to see it.
Yeah. Well, and the
like
surviving kids.
Rob Reiner was a Jew, so I mean it's Hanukkah time, so
yeah,
it's Hanukkah time for
Holy crap! He was born on my birthday.
You have the same birthday as Rob Reiner?
6. Not in 47, but yeah.
Well, I didn't. Of course, not 47.
Not that old.
But yeah. Okay. Well, I'll remember that. I didn't know your birthday, to be honest with you. So that's nice to know now. I probably did. You probably told me at one point, and I just forgot. And I'm sorry. As a friend, I'm sorry that I forgot your birthday. Do you know what my birthday is?
I do.
Son of a bitch! You making me feel like a piece of shit. Mine's easy to remember though. Mine's
your birthday is that fraud that everyone loves.
Yeah, mine's easy to remember. July 20. Yeah, it's the moon. Yeah, mine's easy to remember.
Allegedly.
So, as most people like me and you would probably say about Rob Reiner, we did not agree with him politically because he was a very political, outspoken political voice in Hollywood. And I thought he said a lot of really dumb things. That does not matter.
No, it's his right. It's
it's America, baby. Yeah, he has every right to say everything that he wanted to say. I didn't agree with him, but he'd been an outspoken political voice in Hollywood for many years. I mean, even going back to Al Gore back in like the early 2000s and everything, you know? And so that has nothing to do with what I'm basically what I'm saying is that has nothing to do with what I'm about to present here in the coming moments. That has nothing to do. 0%. I love Spinal Tap. I liked Princess Bride. It's a great movie. I love that movie. But you got any peanuts? I'm gonna show some things here, and I'm gonna say this before we go any further. Rob Reiner was not a politician. As far as I know, he unless he was just, which I mean, if you want to get conspiratorial, which we will, hold on. I don't think he had a lot of political pull, which he might have, but that's not what this is about. That's not what this is about. It really doesn't have much to do with the politics. So how do you feel about Rob Reiner's politics? I mean, does that make you like, oh man, I'm glad this guy's gone? Like, I don't think anyone feels that way.
No. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't care about personal politics because keyword here, personal. None of my business.
It wasn't personal. I mean, he was all over Twitter.
Oh, sure.
Every single day of his life saying F Trump and F.
Yeah.
liberal, or I mean conservatives. I mean, every single day of his life. He stooped pretty low a few times. I'm not gonna lie. He stooped kind of low. And I'm not trying to speak ill will of the deceased. I'm just saying he said some things on Twitter that were pretty, I mean, they were a little lowbrow, you know what I mean? And it's fine because Trump came back at him and whatever. It's after he died, which sucks. That I'm not for that.
Nah, that's not good.
I thought it was childish, but I'm not here to talk about that. Again, I'm trying to skip over the political thing. I'm trying to say that I don't really care about what his political values were. And if you want to make any assumptions after watching what I'm about to present to you, well, then that's fine. But I'm not talking to you directly, Tony. I'm talking to you and the audience here, both. This gets really interesting. Once it's taken me about a day to figure this out a little bit, and I'm still not convinced, but it's getting interesting for me. And what I want to show you is as long as I can find it here, it's going to be very eye-opening. And I've watched a lot. Peter says, I didn't agree with his political opinions. I thought he was kind of a rube on that subject, but he was entitled to his opinions. Yes, everyone is. I'm entitled to my opinions right now. That's why, why I shouldn't be allowed to speak if he isn't. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Like, Tony, that's how it goes. Like, first everyone should have
freedom of speech.
Have a way to speak, and even if you disagree,
I don't have that though.
I don't believe in hate speech, but I don't believe in inciting any violence on anybody either. I think there's, and again, I think me and you kind of had a discussion about this last night about whether or not someone is inciting violence and whether or not that person will act on it and who's responsible. You know, we kind of disagree. We kind of found some middle ground there.
Yeah. I mean, as I said, it was about to degrees in that as well. It's like someone just making an off the cuff remark. It's not really inciting anything.
Yeah, it all came back to like cult mentalities and how much you believe in what someone else is saying and how much that influences
and how much power they have over you. Yeah,
exactly. And so that came back to like the oldest phrase in the book. If someone told you to jump off a bridge, would you do it? You know, that's the oldest phrase in the dang book.
I think every parent has said that to a kid at some point.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Jimmy's doing it. Well, Jimmy jumped off a bridge. Would you jump off a bridge too?
Jimmy's smoking cigarettes. You know, would you jump off a bridge too? You know, I mean, like, you know, that's what I'm talking. Peter says, plus I'm not so arrogant to be sure about I'm 100% all the time. So there's always a little doubt in my mind about my opinions. Well, you have to be that way, especially in this day and age where you're getting different stories from every single side. This is going to get juicy, Tony. Don't worry. This is going to get juicy. I want to get to it sooner than later. I really do. But you do have to be that way, right? I mean, like, you kind of have to have your guard up. You have to have your Captain America shield up a little bit when all this is going on, and you just want to see America succeed. I know you're not American, but you like the American values, and I think you would like them in Australia more than your Australian government. I'm pretty sure.
We're getting hammered.
I feel bad for you, man. I feel bad for you.
Yeah. I feel bad for my fellow citizen.
Well, let's get into this here. And I do too, man. I love Australians. I've always loved Australians. I think they're some of the best people in the world. That's dude, you're my best friend right now. I mean, not to get weird on this show, but like me and you talk all the time, man. And like, I really appreciate your friendship. And I don't really have a whole lot of other people, you know, I can talk to like you. And I think we share similar values. We want freedom for our country. We
Yeah.
want freedom of speech. We want to be able to arm ourselves, and
Yeah.
because of defense. And I think a lot of Australians share the same values, where
More
their
more and more
government
more
does
and
not.
more every day.
What'd you say?
More and more every day
Yeah.
they do. Yeah. It is one of those real I believe personally it's one of those things, the tighter they grip, the more people fall through the fingers.
I feel like Canada's sort of similar. Where you were telling me recently, and like they had an election there in Australia, and you were like, dude, they elected the wrong person, of course.
I was surprised. Not just that they won by a really big margin, and it was just I didn't see that coming at all. I was like, wow.
Reminds me of 2020.
Yeah.
Reminds me of 2020 when in the middle of the night, all of a sudden, geriatric Biden wins by 20 million votes or something. I don't remember. But regardless, I want to get into the conspiracy theory that I'm going to show you here. Let's get back into the Rob Reiner thing. Let's stay focused. Let's get back into the Rob Reiner thing. It is alleged that his son Nick killed him, correct? And he did. I would say allegedly, but I would say that's he did do the deed. You know what I mean? Yeah. I would say I don't think there's any doubt. I don't think the court's gonna find another person involved that did it and then Nick's off the hook. I truly don't think that's gonna happen. I think there's 0%, but I still have to say allegedly, because
until it's through court,
because I'm live right now and I gotta, I can't say one thing or another. Okay, so let me start with this is going to get really deep. I'll start with Charlie Kirk getting assassinated this year. I'm not going to show any of that. I'll just preface that this was a conservative man. And he allegedly went against Israel. And allegedly a young fella named Tyler Robinson took him out who was dating a trans furry. That's the story, which I'm still up in the air about that. I ain't got no answers for anybody on that crap. I ain't got a single answer on that. But they're alleged that some government in a different country may have had something to do with sorry about my cough there. May have had something to do with Charlie Kirk's assassination. And now, you see Rob Reiner, he's a Jewish man, and he just got basically assassinated by his own son. You're wondering where I'm going with this, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost, I can't say it here, but I think the assumption after just the last minute of what I said is very clear that there is I mean, I'm not saying that Rob Reiner's thing had anything to do with Mossad. But there really does seem to be this we have to make a point by taking people out who are prominent figures, and underlying there always seems to be a common theme. And that's not where I'm going with this, believe it or not. That's not where I'm going with this whole thing. But I just found that interesting. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand? I'm trying to be vague. Do you understand what I'm trying to say, Tony?
Yeah, no, I think I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm talking about they're trying to win Eurovision, is what I'm saying.
Apparently.
Couldn't clear Just Klein, apparently. But what I wanted to go further into, which is what I discovered tonight, and this is gonna blow your mind. It blew my mind, and you know what? You can think whatever you think about it. Not just talking to you again, Tony. I'm talking about I'm talking to the audience. Anyone can think what they want to think about it, but once you start seeing this happen, and I'm going to show a few clips here, you're going to start wondering why Nick Reiner may have just lost it and took Rob out. You might understand it. Look, I'm not trying to make Nick Reiner out to be a victim by any means. But let's start with the fact that Rob Reiner was Carl Reiner's son, correct?
I believe so. I know they're related, yeah.
Carl Reiner was Rob Reiner's dad.
Damn it.
Rob,
Sorry.
so Carl Reiner, huge actor. Rob Reiner's dad. There's generational Hollywood going on here. So it goes from Carl to Rob, and then Nick's next. You know what I mean? And I think Rob had a couple sons. A couple daughters. I don't know if he had a couple. I think he had a couple sons, a couple daughters. I'm not sure.
I think he had 4 kids.
One with his old wife, and 3 with his
one with Penny Marshall, and 3 with
Dang Laverne from Laverne and Shirley, right?
Yep, that's it.
And I don't think she was Catholic.
I have no idea.
Let me get another drink here before I continue this story, because it's going to get real interesting. If you want to read Peter's comments, go ahead.
Yeah. What do we got? Sorry, there we go. So Trump basically got kind of elected until he started running his mouth about Canada and putting tariffs on us. Okay, yep. Yeah, no, I do agree with that. The opposition leader does seem to be a shoe-in for the next major election.
Well, Trump, I watched Trump's. I'm not going to get into that right now, but I watched his statement tonight. He did a statement to the American people, and he's bragging about how things are much better. And I don't know, like I'm a citizen, and I don't think they're a whole lot better yet. Gas is down. I'll give him that. Egg prices are down. I'll give him that. You know what I mean? So maybe maybe it's just a slow roll. But regardless, I'm gonna stay on the Rob Reiner thing here. So going back to Rob Reiner being generational from Carl Reiner, let's look up Carl Reiner real quick here, just so we can get some context. Just a little bit of context here. I feel like if I don't do this, it's not gonna make sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So here's Carl Reiner. He did The Jerk? I didn't know that. It's a great movie.
It is, yeah.
And look, I'm not here to bash on anybody, just to be very clear where I'm going with this. This is not where you think it's going. But there does seem to be a generational Carl Reiner Rob Reiner, and then Nick Reiner. So what if I showed you some craziness here, Tony? What if I showed you some craziness, bro? And then we'll just go from there. We'll just figure it out from there. Dude, there's a guy, like, if I can find it in like my history, like recently watched videos, that would be cool or something. I can't find it. What the fuck was that guy's name? Dang it. I can't remember the guy's name. I did find a clip, but I'm not sure if it's the same one. Let's go to let me try a different search here. Yeah, I found it. I found him. Found it. So let's check this out here. All right, if this guy's video can play it, we can. Just check this out. Hello, everyone watching. Hello. Hope you're having happy holidays. This is going to go deep here. We're looking at the year 2000. The year 2000. Roast of Rob Reiner by the Friars Club.
Oh, wow.
And we got Al Franken here. And we know Al Franken, he's not the best of people in the world. There are photos of him, like, I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to say it, but there's photos of him doing things to military people. It's weird, but anyways, let's watch a little bit of this here.
I just want to say I've been having just a great time. Everybody's been really, really funny. I just don't want people to get the wrong idea that this is not.
Let me preface this before we go any further. This is supposed to be a Friars Club roast where you make jokes, right? I don't know why anyone's laughing during any of it. Every time someone laughs during this, I'm like, why are you laughing? There's no joke. It's just a guy talking, and it sounds like he's saying facts. And I don't think humor was that different back then, to the point where I don't understand, like, the things go over people's head. It took, like, Ricky Gervais to be on the Golden Globes to call people out. We're like, oh, is this what they're talking about? I'm being so vague. Let's just watch it. This is warped joke about something, and you can make your own assumptions.
Really, Rob's favorite style of humor. What he really enjoys is what I do, which is far more substantive. But I have to tell you that Rob has devoted himself to seeing the kids from birth to age 3 get the kind of nurturing, intellectual stimulation, love, really, that will make them grow up to be a fully functional, happy person, unlike, say, Brett. And it's a great thing. Most people don't know where this comes from. And Rob doesn't like to talk about it because he's kind of a modest guy. But it comes out of his own personal experience. See, as a baby, Rob was routinely beaten by his father, Carl. Rob believes that this early physical abuse had a profound effect on him as an adult and led to the horrible failure of Ghosts of Mississippi.
You didn't go for North on that one. Just curious.
Exactly. What possibly could explain North?
I helped him out.
On a typical night, Carl would slip into Rob's bed,
Here we go.
roll him over, swab him down, and say something like, I'm thinking about hiring Maury Amsterdam to play Buddy Sorrell. What do you think? Well, the success of the Dick Van Dyke Show changed things dramatically. Carl started inviting many of his famous friends to son.
Wow! Did you hear that, Tony? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Let's rewind that for anyone who missed that. Let's rewind that.
Dramatically, Carl started inviting many of his famous friends to son.
Why are you?
And that list includes some of the greats in comedy. Paul Lynde. Dom DeLuise. Rip Taylor. Danny Kaye. Charles Nelson Riley and Rock Hudson, whom I frankly don't think was that funny.
Every single joke that Al Franken made was about, well, joke, let's say joke, was about Hollywood, Judy, say that, Tony. Let's say Judy, and and PDF files. Every single joke was about that. Oh, well, if you want to call them jokes, I don't think they're funny. I don't know why people are laughing.
That wasn't funny.
I don't think, even if they were jokes, even if none of this is true, if they were jokes, they still weren't funny jokes. Am I wrong about this?
No.
Actually, I do know a bit about comedy, but I'm not a gatekeeper of anything. I'm not saying you can't make jokes about things. What I'm saying is it's weird. There seems to be a trend. It took me a couple watches for this to sink in for me.
Rob, I love you like a brother.
Wait a minute. Don't love me like a brother.
No, and
That's weird.
all kidding aside, it's been a great evening, and thank you for doing so much to make sure that no other kid ends up like you.
Wow. Hannah Seeds, how you doing? Good to see you, bruh. Good to see you. It's so crazy. Yeah, Peter says the only thing that makes it amusing is the audacity of the claims in the context of a roast. I agree, Peter. I agree 100%, bro. It's pretty wild. It doesn't end here. It doesn't end here. But what do you think of that, first and foremost? What do you think of that?
It was pretty horrible. I mean, look, I watched a lot of roasts over the years. I watched some of the old, the old ones from the '60s and that with the Rat Pack and all that. And I watched some, with the Comedy Central ones. With
Phyllis Diller was a roast queen, and
they were harsh, but they were funny harsh.
Yeah, Phyllis Diller was hilarious.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she was awesome. It's and the thing, it's just I don't know. Nothing about that seemed to be like I'm making a joke about it. It's more like I'm pointing out stuff.
There was no punchline, really.
No.
And there's a couple, weak punchlines, but they weren't really. It was very odd. It was very odd. So what if we continue this? What if, dude?
Like, look, I mean, I grew up with a lot of British humor, and a lot of British humor is very dry, but there's dry and there's the Sahara Desert, and that's what that guy is.
Well,
He's not funny.
Even so, dude, I know people like to be edgy, but they're in Hollywood. And it's like, why are you making jokes about that? About Carl Reiner going into his son's.
Yeah.
By the way, I saw, hold on. I don't know if I can find this or not. Look, it is what it is. People have their different, you know, love for their parents.
Sure.
I don't kiss any of my parents on the mouth. I haven't since I was like 3 years old. It's fine if you do, and there's nothing weird about that if that's just what you do. I kiss my mom on the cheek. Me and my dad, we don't kiss. Sometimes he'll kiss my forehead. You know what I mean? Like it's very rare. It's very rare. It's like once every 5 years. My dad will kiss my forehead or something. It's very rare. We hug a lot, but we never kiss on the mouth. This is it's a pretty close kiss between Carl and Rob Reiner. And it seems to, it is what it is, but I've never once kissed my dad on the mouth like that. Again, it's cool if that's what your family does. My family doesn't do that. I do ass out hugs with my mom all the time. You know what I'm talking about? Like they say wedding crashers, like you do the ass out hug. Like that's what I do with my mom. I give her a hug, but I do the ass out hug, and I just I'll pull her in tight if she's got something going on. And I love my mom, but I don't want to break her bones. She's brittle, but my mom's a brittle lady. But like that just seems weird to me. I don't kiss my parents on the mouth since I literally think the last time I did that was when I was probably like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old. And again, it's fine if different cultures do this. It might be a Jewish thing. I don't know. Lovely Sherry, what's up? Thanks for showing up. Lovely, as always. Cheers to you, Sherry.
Seriously.
But I don't, and it's fine. Like, everyone does things differently. You know what I mean? It was not that I was ever embarrassed to. It's just like, Did you ever kiss your parents on the mouth? Like, how was that with you? Do you want to talk about it? It's fine.
No, I don't believe it. I don't believe so. I ripped my cheek, yes.
Yeah.
But,
I give my mom a kiss on the cheek. I think that's fine. She'll give me a kiss on the cheek. Once every 5 years, my dad will kiss my forehead. That's about it. But we're tight. We're tight. We're not. It's not that we're. But I think that's a little too tight. Let me show you this one now, Tony. Let me show you this one. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight, by the way. So, again, it's just crazy that me and Tony can just show up and people also show up. It's at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. It's a lot of fun. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's always good to see who's out there.
The same roast. This changed my mind about Billy Crystal, and I'm not going to try to share this entire 7 minutes, but I'll try to get through it. We'll see what happens.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Michael. That felt like a spinal tap. Ladies and gentlemen.
All I hear is when I hear Billy Crystal, all I see is the fucking green dude with the eye.
Oh yeah, from
Monsters Inc.
Yeah. Can't even remember his name.
Or what was that? What was that movie that he did with The Curse of Curly's Gold?
Oh, bloody City Slickers.
City Slickers. Yeah. I actually like those movies. I think they're really good. I actually like City Slickers a lot.
Jack Palance is awesome.
I'm not gonna lie. I like City Slickers a lot.
City Slickers was good. Plus, I always had a thing for Helen Slater, so yeah.
Anyways, let's just check this out. Especially after what it's the same roast apparently that we just watched a little bit ago.
Yeah, Mike. That was right,
Mike was
8 years ago.
Yeah. Thanks, Sharon.
Rob.
Yes.
Back when your weight was in triple figures, you roasted me in this very room.
That's right.
And for those 8 years, some of you were here. He did a fantastic job, and as he does in everything that he does. But
Billy Crystal does a lot of fat jokes on this guy. Like half of his act is fat jokes on Rob Reiner, and they're pretty brutal. I'll say that. But besides that, he slips some things in that are pretty weird if we pay attention.
For 8 years, I've been plotting revenge. But I see that the aging process has already beaten me to it. And roast is such a perfect word for you because you're a brisket in a suit. Look at you. They're like Farouk.
That's good.
It's good they got a wide chair. You think someone as big as Rob in this industry and in this world would attract some bigger names to the roast. No, you guys are fantastic on both sides. No, I'm an okay name. Michael's a medium name, but some of them, listen, nobody has anything to do with you.
That's right.
On this roast. I mean, Dr. Ruth, Abe Vigoda, Freddie Roman, it's the Comedy Central Seniors Tour. I'm excited. Vincent Pastore is here. Big Pussy, Dr. Ruth, Tiny Pussy, they're here. But what does this have to do with you?
Well, not exactly. You're making a good point.
And Abe Vigoda, I love Abe Vigoda. I will not say anything bad about Abe Vigoda because I was always taught to speak well of the dead. And somebody...
That's a good joke. Fucking Abe Vigoda.
That is good.
That's a good joke. That's a good
No, I'm glad you're here tonight, Abe.
Joke.
You're here tonight, Abe.
I want to remind
Tonight, Abe. Somebody. No, I'm glad you're here tonight, Abe. You're here tonight, Abe. Brett Martha, I'm so glad to see you. You know why she comes to the fries? Because old have narcotics with them. So, Mr. Big Shot director, good friend, where's all your pals? Where are the big wheels? I'm your pal, but where's the other guys you hang out with? Where's your Spielberg? Where's your Hanks? Where's Papa? Where's Mel? Because you're the 2,000-pound man. Where's Sweet Meg? Where is Meg? Not here. And she trusted you because she knew that no.
By the way, Spielberg and Hanks also accused of many things, you know. Let's continue.
Nobody in the world had seen more fake orgasms than you. If I had said that right.
It would have got a much bigger laugh. Oh, and yet...
Down. All right. Michael Douglas. Where's your pal Al Gore? He can spend days raising illegal money with Buddhist nuns, but he doesn't have an hour to spend with you. And Rob's going around telling everybody he's going to get Gore elected. He's going to get Gore elected. Great. Something else they can blame on the Jews. He's going to get a cabinet post, he thinks. Secretary of Sheet Cakes. It's a funny word. Where's Lieberman? Oh, it's Friday. But if he really liked you, he would have walked. George W. Bush, not here. Why? Because he's a schmuck. But none of these people are here for you, Rob. But I'm here.
That's wild that he mentioned George W. Bush being friends with Rob Reiner. Because that's wild, because a lot of the lefties, after the fact that George W. Bush has been known to lie about weapons of mass destruction and the whole 9/11 thing, which we're not here to get into, but it's the lefties seem to side with George W. Bush because they think Trump makes him look good in comparison, which that's the absolute that's crazy. It's absolute crazy that people would think that. You know what I mean? Like 9/11 happened under George Bush, and that's just it's wild. This is, by the way, this is 2000. This was before 9/11 even happened, by the way, which is great. But this is wild. Wait till it gets back into where we're talking about. Let's get it back into where we're talking about.
When the Friars decided to honor you, Rob, do you know why?
Why? Tell me.
I'll tell you. It's because of your films. Films that make you think. They make you think, what the hell am I doing here? And Rob has always been compared to the great directors, always. When he directed me and all the great cast and Harry and Sally, they compared him to Woody. When he did Misery, they compared it to Brian De Palma and Alfred Hitchcock. When he began working closely with children, they compared him to Woody. And
did you hear that, Tony?
Yeah.
Because you know what Woody Allen's been accused of.
Oh yeah.
Holy moly, dude.
and Harry and Sally, they compared him to Woody. When he directed me and all the great cast and Harry and Sally, they compared him to Woody. When he did Misery, they compared it to Brian De Palma and Alfred Hitchcock. And when he began working closely with children, they compared him to Woody. But what I respect most about Rob is his deep, almost suspicious love for kids. And
wow, dude. Do you see where I'm going with this now?
Yeah.
Do you finally see where I'm going with this? This seems like a generational. If what we're assuming could plausibly be true by any stretch of the imagination, then what we're seeing is a generational. As much people say with a lot of things with drug abuse or just domestic abuse or any kind of abuse, it's kind of what we're seeing here possibly with Carl Reiner, Rob Reiner, and maybe his son just had enough, dude. People are saying maybe because when you have trauma, you hand it down. Apparently, you know what I mean.
That is common, yeah.
Or not only that, you reciprocate it, one or the other. You hand it down or you reciprocate it. So if Rob Reiner was being abused by Carl Reiner and other celebrities back in the day, and then what if Rob Reiner, I'm not alleging things, he's dead. I'm not trying to speak ill of the dead. What if this is what drove Nick off the edge to kill his own father? Like you don't just he had everything, and I know rich spoiled kids, blah blah blah, but it takes a lot to have to be a rich kid and to decide I don't want to be, and which I can prove this, by the way. I have more footage, which I don't know if I'll get to it tonight, but where Nick said I didn't want to be any part of Hollywood. That's crazy. He said once he did the movie with his dad and his dad took over the movie and then everyone started talking about him online. He said, I don't want to be part of this anymore. And it's like, well, what if this is like something here? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He freely gives them his time, his money, whatever it takes to get them into the van. But
let's read
Alfred Hitchcock. When he began working closely with children, they compared him to Woody. But what I respect most about Rob is his deep, almost suspicious love for kids. And he freely gives them his time, his money, whatever it takes to get them into the van. But
why are these jokes? Why? Look, you can joke about anything, Tony, in my opinion, but why is every joke about Rob Reiner about him being a damn? Why is every joke about that from these Judies? Why? I don't care if they're jokes. You can joke about anything. I would never joke about that. That's not something that's in my wheelhouse. You know what I mean? That's just I don't
Yeah.
I don't think it's in good taste. Not that I care. Like I love a lot of humor that's in bad taste, but I don't like it. Why is there a common theme here? Why do you think, Tony?
Yeah, it's sorry for it's weird that it's one thing to make like a joke, like an accusation joke, but when multiple people are making it, it's like, what do they know?
No, Peter's saying edgy, line pushing humor is being nice. No, I don't. No, I agree with you. I don't think that's what this is, though, Peter. I agree with you. I do, but I don't think that's what this is. Personally, I don't. I think this is. I think this is like hidden, like it's an inside joke for people. It's like like George Carlin said, it's a big club and you're not in it. Like I think that's what this is. I think there's a lot of truth to this potentially. I truly do.
Revenge. Stu has worked for kids.
What the hell?
Rob has become a major, wonderful political activist, which is a code name for unemployed movie director. He's now Mr. Inside Politics. You see him all over doing great things. He calls the president Bill, he calls the vice president Al, and he calls Domino's 5 times a week because
Look, that was supposed to be a joke on his weight. But someone in the comments that got a lot of upvotes was like, I'm sick of these pizza references. And if you're a conspiracy theorist, you know what pizza means.
Yeah, pizza guy.
Well, hey, you can't say that on YouTube, Tony.
What?
You can't say that on YouTube.
I don't know the rules.
You can't say that.
I'm not allowed to say anything.
Anything else about.
In the country I'm in, I'm not allowed to say anything all the time. So yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't say that on YouTube.
Oh, okay, sorry. Bleep it out in post.
No, I don't think we're deep enough for it to matter. So I'm not like, I'm really not upset about it or anything. I mean, I'm glad that you said it, but I was trying to beat around the bush, and you just. I mean, good on you, man. Good on you.
I find it interesting that I had to look up the date. This was 1 week before the federal election where W became president. So yeah, it's kind of interesting timing.
It's all really interesting once you start looking at the big picture, man. I don't even know what to think about. Dude, we're so far into things, it's not going to get any better from here on out, but we're so far into we don't know what's real and what's fake anymore. Like it's so crazy. But this is actual foot, this is, let's get back into this. Let's finish this and then we'll cap this off here in a minute.
food is a very important thing to my friend. Whenever his wife Michelle was pregnant, which is 3 times, Rob would eat for 2. And of all the meals he has, and it's hard to tell when one stops and the next one begins, because the most important meal to Rob Reiner is dinner, because this man always had a dinner. When North was not accepted in some circles, like the Earth, Rob had a dinner.
What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't get that joke. When it wasn't accepted in some circles like the Earth, like was that like a flat Earth?
I guess. No, I think what he's saying is no one on the planet Earth liked the movie North.
Oh, okay, all right.
It's a fair assessment.
When he decided, in The Ghost of Mississippi, to make James Woods look even more like a reptile. Here's an idea. Rob had a dinner.
By the way, I watched an interview with James Woods today on Fox News, and he had nothing but nice things to say about Rob Reiner. I mean, absolutely. Just he
James,
said he loved
James
him.
Woods is a stand-up human being.
Yeah, he said. He said why he said there are so many people that would be like they'd see Rob Reiner and him at a party and they'd be like laughing and getting along and they'd be like, well, what is going on here? It's like, yeah, we disagree politically, but we can still be friends. We can still do a job together. You know,
James Woods is a solid human being.
Yeah, I agree. I also think that's the way the world needs to be. I think
Absolutely.
the world needs to be that way. I don't care about your politics. Let's get the job done.
It used to be that way. Before the Great Divide, it used to be that way.
The Great Divide. You're not wrong, man. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Do you think that started with the COVID?
I think it started a bit before COVID.
Well, I mean, I think the COVID
definitely like ratcheted it up several notches, but it was happening before. I'd say, during the.
Dude, I've been thinking recently about like if I live long enough to see grandkids, what I'm gonna tell my grandkids about COVID. You know, I mean, like, oh, dude, you wouldn't believe it if I told you. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, I don't know, or maybe at this point they're transferring consciousness into AI robots. So my grandkids would be like, yeah, that's nothing. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not signing up for that.
Hannah C says, when's Hoff and Tony going on a schedule? Great show. Maybe we should do a schedule, Tony. Maybe we should, because I love doing shows with you, man. And
I have fun with them too.
And I've talked. I almost wanted to do a show with you last night. It was too late, and I was like, eh. But yeah, me and Tony, we might start doing a show. But it's not. This show is not over yet. We still have way more to talk about. So let's not even get into this show's over yet. All right.
When his boxer shorts were declared federally protected wetlands, he had a bite.
That's a rough joke.
Fight.
But we're not here tonight to make fun of his body.
No.
But to honor his body of work, because both are too big to be ignored. As some of you admire Rob, of course, he's been a great, great comic actor. He's entertained us for almost 30 years. He's entertained himself for longer than that. Others focus on his great work as a director. Others respect his social conscience and his activism. But to me, he's more than the sum of all of his work and his achievements. He is my friend and has been since the first time I met him when I was cast as his friend. Light and all in the family. And I'm delighted to be here tonight, Rob, to say to you, you.
Well, yeah, that's that. Like there seems to be a theme here. There seems to be a theme going on with all this. And I can't say what the theme is, but I can kind of say what the theme is. It's a conspiracy theory, and you're not allowed to talk about these things. So I'll try to be as code word as I can. I think Hollywood has a lot of Judies. I think a lot of the Judies use... I can't even say it. I can't even say what's going on. I can't even, like, they're using they prey on younger people for Hollywood. And there's so much money involved in it that generation thing goes, as they say, the shit rolls downhill. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not defending Nick Reiner. But what if he was like, fuck this shit? Do you know what I mean? Like, what if he what if everything we've talked about tonight was plausibly true, and this guy, like, it's no wonder he hated his life. It's because he saw the real inside and he didn't want no part of it. Like, I feel like if I was Rob Reiner's son, I don't think I'd kill. I don't think I'd take my dad out. But I do feel like I'd be like, this is pretty messed up. Everything going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong about this. I just want to say that. And also I don't want to get sued. But I'm probably completely wrong about this. But from what I've seen, like Nick maybe he just wanted to be a normal person. And I'm not defending him at all. You don't kill your parents. He's a demon. There was something wrong with him. But what if the demon was part of the whole lifestyle of being part of this thing? I don't know, man. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, look, it's a solid theory. It really is. I mean, I don't know. As I said, I've seen a lot of roasts over the years, but there haven't been a lot where everyone just gets up and just accuses the person of being like,
yeah, like,
I'm trying to say the word without saying the word.
You can say PDF file. You can say that.
I can't do the Tom Green one, but
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. But yeah.
But I mean, look, I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, as I said, and as Colin said, you can joke about everything. The joke is about the about how it's, but yeah, that stuff seemed pretty specific. Like, I don't know. It's a horrible situation. It's nasty. It's, Hollywood is, as I said before, I put it in the chat. I said, Hollywood is a dark and depraved place. It really is.
It
always has been.
Let me make a point here with that the roast and stuff. I feel like they were being honest, because why the hell would you just make fun of someone for being fat? And then also what else they made fun of him for. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, well, funnily, yeah, actually,
like if you're gonna go that far, if you're gonna be that honest about that, like, dude, if I were to roast somebody, I don't know. I mean, I'd have a hard time doing it. I really would. You know
you have to have a certain mentality to do it. But I was kind of curious just before you started saying that, if some of these people use the roast as an excuse to reveal information about Hollywood, and just use that as a guise going, oh, it's a roast. You meant to say horrible shit during a roast.
Well, yeah, you're completely right. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Well, it's more like it's like a hidden. It's like an open secret, is what they say. Not a hidden. It's like an open secret. You know what I mean? So like, they all want to joke about it, and but it's like, why? Like, why would you, dude? If I had that many people making references to me about that, I would actually be like, hey, that's not me. You know what I mean? I'd be like, you know what I mean? Like, do you understand what I'm saying? I'd be like, that's not me. I would come out and be like, that ain't me. There were jokes about it, but that's not what I'm about. And that never happened.
No, and the thing is that
he hardly defended himself during that at all.
Yeah.
He just laughed about it, and it's just weird. So
the thing is that I find that accusation, and I mean,
there is a community out there that tried to normalize it and say it should be part of the alphabet community.
Yeah.
No, it really should not. But in normal society, that accusation is not something you do lightly, because mud sticks, and if you can really mess people up by just making that accusation, especially when it's not true. And if enough people do it, people suddenly go, "Oh, maybe there's something there." And
well, I'm sorry if that's what I did
suddenly you
tonight.
lose all your friends, and you're not allowed to live within 100 yards of a school.
Well, I'm sorry if that's what I did tonight. Do you think that's what I did?
No.
Oh, I thought that's what you were talking.
No. I'm saying when people get up on the dais and do shit like that, like.
No,
I'm saying,
okay.
No, I'm not accusing you of it.
No. Okay.
No. I'm saying if people suddenly just, if in normal society, if I go, that guy over there, he messes with children, and then they go, really? I went, yep, allegedly he does, and they go, oh, okay, and then most people go, I don't know, but if 6 more people say, oh yeah, then that person, and it may not be true, and it's probably not true at all. But people suddenly just go, yeah, mud sticks. So,
well, that's high school. That's just high school.
It is high school bullshit. But when people in industry start doing it, it's like, well, what do you know? Like, what information is out there? I mean, I'm never invited to those parties. I'm never part of that thing. So, hey, Jet Sparks, how you going, man? It's been a while.
Jess Sparks, what's up, brother? I thought you left me, man. Good to see you, brother. You're always welcome around. Always, bro. You always have an open door to Hoffcast. You know that, Jess Sparks. Always have an open door to Hoffcast. Love Jess Sparks. He's my man.
That's great. He is great. What was I saying? Yeah, it's I don't know. Yeah, like I'm not part of that industry. I've never been invited to those parties. I know weird stuff happens, as we've seen in with Diddy and all that. So yeah, when people make claims like that under the guise of jokes, it's like, is it a joke, or are you just revealing something that we didn't know about?
I think
sorry.
I think like whenever you see Billy Crystal and Al Franken doing these jokes, they're not doing them for TV. They're doing them for the people in the audience, which are very rich people, very wealthy, and they're all, Judy. Yeah. And I think that's what it is. I think that they don't think that they're good. Dude, it took us 25 years to even look back on this and be like, there might be something to it. You know what I mean? Like, we've been fooled for a long time, in my opinion. I think we've been fooled for a long time by these people. I'm not talking about Judy. I'm talking about Hollywood in general. I'm not talking about Judy. I'm talking about Hollywood in general. But yeah.
Not talking about Judy at all.
We're not going to talk about Judy. But I really do think there's something there. I think there's something there. And I think it's very disturbing. And I think that's the only reason. I'm wrong. Maybe not the only. But it could be a reason why this Nick Reiner went after Rob. It could be possibly, allegedly, plausibly, a reason why he resented his father is because of this generational abuse with Hollywood and how sick it is.
I will go one step further. Is it a possibility this is why he became a junkie?
Well, yeah, I mean that. Yeah, I mean that's that. Yeah, I mean 100%, 100%. And I'm not trying to
No, there's no defense in it. I'm just
not trying to defend him at all. You don't. I mean, it's horrific. It's the most.
Oh no, there's 1,000 things you can do before you move to violence.
But how do you get that far? Like, I'm trying to make ends meet in my mind of how this happens.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think it's Donald Trump with his Truth Social saying that Rob Reiner was such a leftist he drove his son mad to kill him. I don't think that's
that's a dumb statement. That's
I really do think it has something to do with perhaps generational Hollywood and just like, you know what I mean? Like
I mean, look, during the height of COVID, when the entire industry was sort of shutting down, part of me was kind of hoping that it has never come back, because it's just, there's so much horrible stuff that's happened in that entire industry that it really just needs it needs a great flood to just come along and wash it away.
This isn't anything new. I mean, I'm not saying like every child star does that to their parents, but what I'm saying, it's nothing new that these parents use their kids and they will put them in any situation in order for the parents to get more money. That's why Michael Jackson got so many allegations against him. You know, that's the whole reason why, is because the parents would allow their kids to go to Michael Jackson's house. They didn't care enough about their kids. You see the theme that's going on here? This doesn't just happen in Hollywood. This happens in everyday life with a lot of normal people as well, where drugs get abused and everything. So the whole money thing is crazy. It's like he had everything. He went to rehab like 18 times. But let's check this out here. Hold on. Let me see if I can find that thing again. Hold on. Where's my history at? I had something else to show. History. All right. Kira, you all right? We're not going to watch all this either, but I want you to like look into this a little bit. Moses is where I'm getting all this content from tonight, and I didn't really give credit to Tez Moses, but he's been into this, and that's where I've been learning about these things. But this is one of the interviews with Rob Reiner and his son, and it's very odd. It's very odd. It's very odd.
About yourself.
Yeah.
I watched all 30 minutes, by the way, earlier. I did. I watched while I was doing other things. I had it on, and I pretty much watched the whole thing. But the behavior of his son is so weird, and everyone says the same thing. Like, his eyes are dead, and like, it's just bizarre. This is from 2016.
You want to do anything to make yourself feel better.
Yeah. What do you think your son took away? You said you both learned what you were going through in a deeper way.
He's right here. You can ask him.
No, that's your son.
That's Nick.
Wow, I guess I should have known that at the beginning.
Come in here.
Come in here, man.
He wants to know what you took away. Here, I'm going to get you one of these.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
I was really interested in what you were saying about the baseball thing and how relatable it was.
Yeah. It just, someone said having a child is like your heart is running around outside your body unprotected.
Yeah.
And I couldn't put it any better. And I was thinking on the way here.
Well, that's ironic.
And I try to talk about this stuff in my act because this is the stuff that I think matters, is like, I am at times that parent that I would mock who lives through his kid. And I'm sure when you're going through your pain, your dad was going through. My son is in a baseball slump, which is nothing compared to what you guys went through. And I literally couldn't
Let's
sleep.
fast forward a little bit here.
An artist of some kind, whether it's a writer or director or producer, that you wanted to do something in this business?
No, I had no idea. And that's what aided to the drug use, was because I had nothing to fill my time. I had nothing to look forward to.
Well, wait, you're a teenager in high school. You're living, your parents, as famous as they are, seem like they're
There
very.
are so many telling signs when you watch this. There are so many telling signs. It's wild.
Normal people. Your dad coached T-ball.
Normal. We're crazy.
Well, we're all
neurotic,
crazy.
like
My mother, yeah,
everybody.
we're right. But my point is, there are things to do in high school, right? Like whether if it's not sports, it's music, chess club. I don't know. Your interest didn't really lie anywhere at that point.
Well, I was really into basketball, but I'm a white Jew, so I couldn't really continue.
That's a good joke. That's a good joke.
That for a long time, and it just seemed like I didn't want to go into that business. But
Yeah.
Maybe it
now,
wasn't even a joke. I don't know. Maybe it was. I felt like it was a joke.
you know, I'm going into it as a drug addict of a famous.
It's kind of
you know,
ironic that the thing that
This came out of
this
it, yeah.
came out of it, and you ended up do you find that I mean, obviously, I know for anybody with an addiction problem, it's day to day, but how do you deal with issues that we all have? Now that you don't have drugs to use, what is it? Can you talk to your dad and your mom or open?
By the way, this is 2016. There's no way that this guy isn't not on drugs still. Because I'm pretty sure he went to rehab many more times after this interview. Do you know what I mean? So, like, this interviewer is like, you're off drugs now, and Nick Reiner is like, I'm not going to say it, but I'm actually probably allegedly still using.
Openly about things, or do you seek help other ways?
When he was saying before, like how I was scared to get in trouble if I were to tell them the truth, because they always say, be honest, be honest, be honest. And that's the best policy. But it's kind of not the best policy when you're honest and you get in more trouble than you were if you were lying.
Exactly what my son said.
That's wild. Did you hear that, Tony?
Yeah.
He said he would rather lie to his parents than get caught and be in more trouble. This is deep. This is deep stuff right here, man.
Send you this link. I said to him, because okay, it's the summer. Okay. We go to, I'm sorry, I'm getting excited, but we go to a
and that's the director. And so after I heard that, I was like, okay, I'll do what he wants me to do. I'll try my best on it, but ultimately it's up to him what gets into the movie.
Yeah.
But the other thing was, there were times when Nick would fight for certain types of things, and my first instinct was I have a lot more experience. But then as we went along, I realized that, I may have a lot more experience making movies, but I don't have a lot more experience on this particular subject, and particularly what the young guy is going through. So, I told him many times, he's like,
it seems very distant. They seem so distant between they're not even close to each other. And the way that Rob Reiner says the experience that the young guy is going through, he doesn't say the experience my son is going through. He says the experience that the young guy is going through. And it's just like, I don't understand where, I mean, there is some tension, there is some level of discourse, of this, and they're clearly they're not well. And the more I watch it, the more obvious it is to me. Look at his son with his head like this, who like later on, you know what happens. But it's just like, man, it's just it's so wild to me. It's just very wild.
the heart and soul of the film, and he would have better insights as to what Charlie was experiencing than I would, and I would
By the way,
defer to
he's
him.
on. The son is allegedly on drugs hard. Watch his face and watch how he goes to his nose and he asks for Kleenexes.
You know, I told him many
So
times he's the
hard
hardest
on
soul of
drugs
the film,
right
and
now. Even
he would
allegedly.
have better
Allegedly.
insights as to what Charlie was experiencing than I would, and I would defer
Yep,
to him.
that's cocaine.
And were you
allegedly.
surprised to hear the
Allegedly.
things that he didn't understand about you, or did understand about you when you were going through that as a result of the process of writing and making the movie?
We both had no idea where each other were coming from, but then we
Come on, Romy. She just
After he was wiping his nose and everything, dude. That's dude. They're in L.A. They might be in Colorado, so I might give them a little bit of credit here. But drug addicts, they're always wiping their nose. They're always,
Sniffing. Yeah, they're always,
they're always doing that. And I may or may not have done some substances in my life, so I would know this, maybe or maybe not. You know what I mean? Maybe I have some experience in this, maybe I don't. But what I see here is somebody who has something in their nose, and then he asked for a Kleenex.
Yeah, it's a
blockage.
issue, yeah.
Is that's your?
That's our daughter. That's Romy.
Come in. You want to
And
be
then
on?
Rob tries to.
She just
He's like, my son's not a drug addict. Allegedly, he just is. There's some blockage.
Issue, yeah.
Is that's your?
That's our daughter. That's Romy.
Come in. You want to be on?
Oh, this is not about me.
Oh, all right. How old is she?
She's 18.
Oh, all right. Nice to meet you. Are you going to college next year? Where?
The host is weird as hell. By the
Oh
way.
yeah, I skipped.
Seems like he's like creeping. Are you 18? I'll see you on the slopes. You know, it's all.
Yeah.
They're all creepy. They're all creepy motherfuckers.
People that have people goes, nah, I like to keep in touch. I'm going to do your joke tonight, so I got a bottle of champagne.
air conditioning in the fucking store. And, you know,
whatever the heck they want.
What the son says here, and we'll leave it here, and we'll wrap this up. I don't want to keep this going all night. I appreciate you, Tony. I really do, for sticking around with me on this. I knew it's been a crazy deep dive rabbit hole that you probably had no idea what I was going to get into tonight, and I appreciate you sticking with me and giving your opinions. But we'll probably just like wrap it up with this and maybe chat for a couple minutes and then call it a night. But
but they don't know. They don't know what he's experienced. They don't know what he's gone through.
Yeah.
They don't know why he's done what he does, and and it's pretty dumb, pretty ignorant of people to say just because you're born and you have money and that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
People have their own issues.
Human beings are complicated, messed
and,
up.
And also, it's like the Kardashians can go shopping and complain about how there's no air conditioning in the fucking store. And, no one bashes them.
Yeah.
It's like, I wrote a movie about doing drugs and having a hard time, and people still,
People have
a
really
field
said
day.
stuff about that.
Oh yes,
That's
absolutely.
insane to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
this
you
is-
have to keep yourself focused and know what
Whatever.
you do.
Yeah.
Know what you do. This is what we set out to do.
Right.
And I told him, while we were making the movie, I said, I don't care what happens. I don't care if, people, they don't even see the movie. Nobody wants to see. I said, we're winning. We are winning.
Yeah.
Because we're throwing ourselves into our work.
Yeah.
And good things are coming out of it.
Absolutely.
And hopefully it can help some people, because we've been on some shows. We were on a show the other day on NPR where people were calling in and were saying, thank you so much for, sharing your story.
NPR, of course.
And they were telling us about what they were going through. And so if you can be helpful in that way, then that's good.
And that must be good for you, Nick, to hear that, because it counteracts the negativity of people saying, "Oh, you're just a privileged white kid," and why, all of that, right? I would imagine when you're touching people that way.
Exactly. And that's what we do it for, is to start that conversation.
Do you see yourself?
did you see his face? Like, this guy's watch his face.
That's what we do it for, is to start that conversation.
Do you?
Look at that. Look at that.
Do you see yourself in this business now in some capacity, or is this sort of just? Look, you're young. How old are you?
22.
All right, so you're young. I was in my late 20s and just did a complete career shift. So is this just get this out and you want to go somewhere else with your career, or do you even know? And not that you have to know. It's young. 22 is young.
When I first started working on it with him, I was like, oh my God, I want to do this forever. And
Here it
then
is.
like when we started doing some of this stuff and I
Here it
started
is.
to catch some heat for, whatever, like I
On
was
Twitter and stuff like
yeah,
that.
like,
yeah.
oh, I don't want to do this at
Yeah.
all. Like
Yeah.
this sucks. And but now I'm like, he gets it even when he goes on the Tonight Show or whatever. You're the son of Carl Ryan. So it's just the nature of it, I guess.
Mm.
They still call me Meathead.
Did you see his face, bro? This is
Yeah.
so interesting. Peter, I agree with you. Yeah, come on. Like, I don't know, dude. I'm not trying to. No one should ever kill their parents, but why would
No.
he speak up?
No,
if there
no one
was-
would ever kill anybody.
Why?
But
I
yeah.
mean, like maybe he just felt like he couldn't. Like, I don't know, dude. I don't have any evidence. There's no evidence. Again, everything that I've said tonight is allegedly. There is. I'm not trying to defame anybody or blah blah blah. I'm asking questions, and it seems like Nick was crazy because he had a reason to be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not defending him. Again, I'll never defend him. But I feel like the plot thickens a little bit, is what I'm saying. I feel like the plot thickens, and what if there's a lot of crazy people on drugs out there. Most of them don't go out there and just slit their parents' throats.
Yeah.
On a whim, And I'm not saying Rob Reiner deserved it or his wife deserved it.
No
Or I'm
one.
not saying anything like that.
No one ever deserves
Nothing
it.
like that, period. I don't know what is going on. I have no clue what is going on. What I'm showing you guys is there might be something deeper to the story, and that's why we might be confused as to why this happened. You might be like, oh, why would this son just do this? Well, I'm trying to find some reasoning here. You know what I mean? That's all I'm trying to do is trying to find a reason of why this might happen. I'm not a journalist. Go ahead, Tony. I'm sorry.
Oh no! I got nothing to add to that either. But yeah, no one deserves this ever. It's just horrible situation, and yeah, it's just tragic. And I'm sure the truth will come out, but yeah,
I don't think it will.
Well, not probably through direct channels, but
I don't think the truth will come out, man. I really don't. The truth hasn't come out about anything in the past 3 years, 5 years. The truth hasn't come out about COVID. The truth hasn't come out about Charlie Kirk's assassination. The truth hasn't come out about Donald Trump's alleged, where they tried to take him out. The truth hasn't come out about this. The truth hasn't come out about the black kid who stabbed a white kid under a tent at a football game. The truth hasn't come out about anything. Nothing really. You know what I mean? We're living in the age where there is not a definitive answer. The answer is whatever you believe. And that's scary as fuck. That's scary as fuck to me, dude. Because there is no truth anymore. People can just you'll see something that's objectively truthful. And there are still people out there that will decline. Dude, there's the whole argument that 2 + 2 = 5 a few years back.
yeah.
And then if kids in school could somehow show their teachers that they made this happen, the teachers would give them credit. It's retardation on a mass level.
Yeah.
It's allowing things to go unchecked. Not only that, but there are no reliable sources, period, anymore.
Well, no, there's no reporters anymore, journalists.
There's a lot of reasons that go into that, but yeah, and that's one of them. We're living in scary times, dude. We don't even know why Bob Saget died.
Yeah.
Oh, he fell down some stairs and then he went back up to his bed and died? Come on. Come on.
Yeah.
Also, Judy. But,
yeah.
There seems to be a trend with things, and there seems to be something happening. Real spiritual, real deep, and real bad in everywhere that's going on. And it seems like the powers that be are doing everything they can to not want it to be revealed.
Yeah, it's a lot of that.
Because there's so much evil in not just Hollywood, but big corporations.
Oh,
that much money. These people don't have souls anymore. You know what I mean?
No.
I'm not talking about Rob Reiner. I'm talking about corporations, and I'm not doing screw millionaires, screw billionaires. That's not what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm saying there's evil in these things. There's real evil where you either sink or swim with a lot of these people. You know what I mean? And if you don't want to swim, well, maybe I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I'm doing my best to mince words without saying things. I could just be right off the cuff and just say everything that I'm thinking about, but I'm trying my best to just keep it low key. But I do think there's a trend going on. I think there's some evil going on. I think there are evil people all around us. And the fact that these corporations, especially, like we saw propaganda going through, which Obama signed the propaganda law. All this propaganda going through comic book movies and science fiction movies and TV shows, and it's a straight line. There's no deviation. There is zero deviation. In fact, they flaunt it proudly. The actors will say, yeah, this is the propaganda that we are presenting to you. If you don't like it, still go pay for it and see it and complain about it, which a lot of people do, and I fucking hate that. You know my stance on that shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The motherfuckers who go out there and complain, I'm talking about the big names. I'm not going to name them, but I'm talking about the big names. They'll be the first in line to go see the fucking movie or download it on their fucking Netflix, only to complain about it and hate watch it. And what kind of life is that? I'm sure you're making money. Yeah, you get 100,000 subscribers, 60,000 views a video. I guess that's fine if that's the life you want to live. Again, is money everything? Do I want to spend my life watching shit movies just to complain about them on the internet? Like that seems like it doesn't matter how much money that I'm getting. It seems like a shit life. I'm not doing what I want with my life. I'm spending hours and hours watching things to hate them. It's like, what kind of life are you living? Yeah, you might be making tons of money, getting tons of views, but fuck? You must live a shit life, dude. Consuming all of this matter that is just not good for your psyche.
Yeah.
I stepped away from it years ago. So did you, I believe.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Oh, look, I mean, I'm happy to step away from it. Really, it didn't give me any nourishment to my life or any real joy. I mean, I used to love, fiction and entertainment like that, and now it bores me. It's just
what happened?
I don't know. It got to a point for me. It got to a point where I was just like, my time's too important to waste on stuff that.
Well, you know what happened.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
it became more propaganda, more preachy.
People who don't watch it or read it or have anything to do with it complained about it and stuck their 2 cents in, and then went, "You need to change it." So the people changed it, and no one came to watch it because it wasn't made for them.
Yeah,
and the original fans and audience went, "Well, I'm not watching that," so no one went and saw it.
So no one's going to support it. Nobody's going to support it.
And so the powers that be went, "Well, then we won't do any of it then because no one wants it." It's like, oh, great. So we're stuck with this.
It also comes down to Hollywood being definitely controlled by people who want a communist agenda, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And all this propaganda comes through in this, what it's supposed to be something that's escapism. They insert their political views and their opinions into Star Wars and Marvel, and it's just like, all right, go watch Captain America: Brave New World. Go ahead, go spend money on it. Go spend your time on it. I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care. Yeah, that's your problem now. It's not mine. It's not mine. I'm not absorbing that. I'm not taking that in. No matter if I'm hate watching it or loving it, I'm still not absorbing that malicious content, in my opinion. Malicious, but I don't think it's good for anybody. Regardless, I don't think it's entertainment. It's now just, I'm gonna tell you what to think. It's not a superhero saving the day. It's a superhero telling you you have to do better.
Yeah,
I hate it. I hate it. And I won't observe. I won't absorb it or observe it. I won't do anything. I'm just gonna let it be. And none of them are gonna get a cent of my fucking money, Tony. Let me tell you that. In fact, I'm selling things off. You know that. They're not gonna get a fucking cent of my money.
Yeah. Yeah. No, me neither. It's I'm done with it. I really am. I just, it's both. I don't want to pay the money because I don't want to give them, that they haven't earned anything. And also, my time is too important to waste it on stuff that's either going to make me angry or make me disappointed. And I'm like, I'd rather not. I watch more YouTube than I watch.
Hey, congratulations on getting your money back for the Terminator 2 game. I mean, that's a big win.
I was not expecting that. Yeah.
That's a big win right there.
Yeah.
The game sucked.
It was terrible.
Hughes, man, I think I'm going to wrap this up and call it a night.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate you being here. We'll be backstage for a minute, but I just want to get this done. Seems like people had a good time watching, so I appreciate everybody who came by tonight. We can still draw a crowd every now and then, Tony. We can still draw a little bit of a crowd, which is nice. And I appreciate everybody who was watching for sure. Like in your comments, Peter, Sherry, Hand of Seeds. I think that's about it. I don't think I missed anybody, but
we also had Jet Sparks popping in, which
oh
is good
yeah,
to
Jess
see.
Sparks, of course. Jess Sparks is the man. Jess Sparks is the man. Love that guy. Anything you want to say before you go? You want to?
Yeah, I'm putting a link in the chat at the moment. Just give me a little second.
For eBay?
Sorry?
For
No.
eBay?
So yeah, if you are a fan of motorsport like Hoff and I are, check out.
Thank you. I appreciate
Check out Going Lug Nuts, which is Hoff's motorsport related channel, where you will see everything related to motorsports. So there's unboxings of cards of NASCAR stuff and actual live. You can actually watch us race. Me terribly and Hoff really well. So
we have a great time on that channel. We do have a great time. We race, and yeah, thank you so much, Tony, for promoting that. I really appreciate that, man. The channel is not really growing, but if you guys want to check it out, yeah, there's gonna be much more on there. I'm gonna keep doing things. I don't care. It's my own little it's my own little space where like I get to, we get to do motorsports and everything, and it's very fun. It has nothing to do with politics or current events. It's just a fun racing channel where you can watch me iRace, and me and Tony go onto a track and figure things out, and we'll be like, oh shit, there's a fucking wreck. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Peter, there's so many live streams, so you can go back and you can look at the live streams of me and Tony. You can only hear Tony's voice, by the way.
Yeah.
You can't see Tony.
Occasionally, you'll see my car near Hoff's car, but that's very occasionally. Unless he gets involved in some trouble ahead and I get to catch up. But
well, it happens often. So, I mean, that happens pretty often. But thank you so much, Tony, for being here. I want to thank everyone for watching. I'm not here to tell anyone what to think about what I showed you tonight. What I'm telling you is that I presented you something, and I think it's interesting. That's all. That is it. That is all I'm saying. I think it's pretty fucking interesting. And I think if we're looking for a reason for things to happen, there could be some reasoning behind this. That's it, man. You want to go backstage?
Yep.
Thanks, everyone. Hoff and Tony signing off.
No.
Peace.